Welcome everyone. I'm the Undertaker's daughter, and I have a story I'd like to tell you. But before I begin, I want to issue a warning. The second half of this video, and we're doing it in two parts, deals with the suicide of the gentleman in question. If that's triggering to you, even though it happened in 1890, we want you to be aware. The first half of the video deals with his almost happily ever after. The second half follows him to the conclusion. So now I hope you'll join us for the life and death of Joseph W. Cavender. Mr. Cavender had the dubious distinction of being the owner of the only saloon in Savannah, Tennessee. It was the OK Saloon. It was located at the end of what was then the Ferris Hotel, which sat on this property, now the Farmers Market in Savannah, Tennessee. Mr. Cavender and his saloon really irked the stew out of James Cunningham, who was a local attorney, also a member of the law firm of Pitts and Cunningham. Mr. Cunningham did not believe in the consumption of alcohol, and he was very much concerned about Mr. Cavender, who had begun to drink his inventory. So Mr. Cunningham begins looking for a way that he can close down the saloon legally. Now, Tennessee in 1877 had enacted the 4-mile rule, which meant if you had a school within 4 miles of a saloon and it was within the incorporated boundaries of a town, that saloon could still serve alcohol. Well, Savannah was incorporated, and the Savannah Female Academy, which was located over around where Tennessee Street Park is now, for those of you familiar with the area, was within 4 miles of the saloon. But there was a loophole. If the property owners of the town, enough of them signed a petition, the city could surrender its charter. And that's what they decided to do. Mr. Cunningham quietly one evening began to go about town with his petition, getting property owner after property owner after property owner to sign. And he managed to do this without Mr. Cavender's knowledge or any of his very loyal clientele. He gets enough signatures, he files the petition. The next morning, Mr. Cavender goes to work and finds that he's out of business. When he realizes who's responsible for this, he goes to the law offices of Pitts and Cunningham and begs Mr. Cunningham to undo what he's done. As Mr. Cavender said, "I have never done anything, I have never known anything other than operating a saloon, and now my wife and children are going to starve." And Mr. Cunningham wasn't having any of it. But he did offer a solution. He told Mr. Cavender, "If you will sell your inventory and open a grocery store, I will support you in your endeavor, and I will encourage all of my friends to do the same." It may be that Mr. Cavender thought this was a good idea. It may be that Mr. Cavender realized it was the only option he had. So he agreed, sold his inventory, opened a grocery store, and from the mid-1880s on, the Courier was filled with advertisements for Cavender's Grocery. He did very well. According to Mr. Pitt's autobiography, he made more money than he had ever made in his life. So much so that he bought the home of Thomas Paine in 1886 that was close to his store, and in 1888 added another son to his family. But on October the 17th of 1889, instead of his usual ad for his store, he ran a very small notice that said, "Now is the time to buy your groceries. They were greatly discounted, and if you owed him anything, you needed to settle your account," because he was quitting business. In December of that year, he sold his home to R.A. Hardin. The deed was recorded in January of 1890. He packed up his family and left Savannah for parts unknown. No one knew where he was until a letter came back in March of 1890 stating that they had settled in Union City and everything was well. And now we're going to pause, and we hope that you will join us for part 2 of the life and death of Joseph Cavender.